Welcome to the 32nd day of the Stanley Cup playoffs in our Labrynth Galore Stanley series on Draft Utopia. The Console Energy Center Game 2, it couldn't have possibly gone any worse tonight. After all, Game 1 took place on Saturday, and the Boston Bruins embarrassed the Pittsburgh Penguins at home 3-0. Pittsburgh just had to turn it around in Game 2, right? Well, Brad Marchand scores, and the Bruins take a 1-0 lead. And Brad Marchand, he picks up the puck, he sees a breakaway, and he scores 28 seconds into the game at the 1932 mark in the first period. And what happens is all the Penguins players, they're so focused on playing offensively, getting that first goal right off the attack, establishing momentum, that they let their defensive guard down. And the puck's in the middle of the ground, near the blue line, near the Penguins' blue line, or the Bruins' blue line, when the Penguins are trying to shoot on Tuukka Rask. And because of that, Brad Marchand, okay, we'll pretend my wallet is this puck. It's not really the puck, and hopefully nobody mugs me, but... Well, Marchand sees the puck like this, he picks it up, and he's like, he takes it, takes the puck, Thomas Vokoun on the breakaway, uncontested, he scores, and the Bruins get that first goal, and that goal establishes the momentum in the Game 2. And it would be a long night for the Penguins. Boston had 3 block shots to Pittsburgh's none in the first 5 minutes. 6-minute mark in the first period. Thomas Vokoun with a critical save that prevents a 2-0 Boston lead. And people will credit the Penguins' defense early on in the game because of Bruins' inability to score. It was all Thomas Vokoun early. Sure, Vokoun played like crap after he gave up that second goal. But when Boston was on the power play early in the game, Thomas Vokoun made some good saves to keep Pittsburgh in it, to keep Boston from inflicting damage, because Boston outshot the Penguins and outplayed this team in every facet. And Nate Thornton scored, it was 2-0. Then David Krejci scored, 3-0. 12 shots on goal for the Bruins. 3 of them translated to goals. Penguins pull Thomas Vokoun and bring back Marc-Andre Fleury. Brandon Sutter scores near the end of the first period. You're thinking, that's going to be huge. That's the momentum changer. Now Pittsburgh is a fighting shot. They got the 1 goal. Now they just got to keep adding on. Maybe even if they lose 3-2. The fact that they have the momentum is a very positive sign for Game 3 when they go to Boston, so maybe they can pull one out, take one on the road. That's not the case, though. Pittsburgh may lose, but Brad Marchand scores again. The Bruins gain that 4-1 lead after 1 period. The Bruins would go on to score 2 more goals, and Boston wins 6-1 in Console Energy Center. The Boston Bruins have outscored the Pittsburgh Penguins 9-1 at Console Energy Center in this series, after Pittsburgh swept the regular season series between these two teams. And what's fascinating is that Draft Utopia writer Grace Mothersole for our draftutopia.com page did a piece about how the Bruins would be motivated to win the Stanley Cup after the Boston bombing prior to the playoffs. And I was like, okay, this is a possibility. It's unlikely, but this is a good possibility. And then the Penguins defeat the Boston Bruins on the final day of the season without Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin. I'm like, okay, there's no way the Bruins are going to show up for this series. So I just dismissed the Bruins. I used my filter mechanism and filtered the Bruins out. And the Bruins have showed up. They're ready to play. They're kicking ass, even though the Penguins have Crosby and Malkin this time around. And that's huge. It's really made a difference. The Bruins have outplayed them. They're just a different team. And this team was down 4-1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 7 at TD Garden, and they still came back to win that game. And it's been aces from there. They knock off the New York Rangers in 5 games, and they hold the Penguins to 1 goal in 2 road contests. Now they go back to TD Garden in Boston, and they got a chance to sweep this series. Even if they don't sweep it, you have to like their odds of winning it in 5 or 6 games. Boston has the momentum in this series, and unless Pittsburgh can win 3 in a row, it looks like the Bruins are going to win this series. Check out tomorrow. more information at draftutopia.com. Also, feel free to read our article about the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers Game 7. That's going to be huge since the NBA Finals start Thursday. All right.